Hello, hello, hello. It's Attorney Mike Gravel coming to you from an undisclosed location somewhere on planet Earth. I got sent one this morning. I have not seen it. It's a potential Karen. It's from Alyssa. If it's not good, it's her fault. If it is good, it's all to my glory. I'm going to just squeeze this in while the Wi-Fi is working. It seems to be at the moment. So let's roll with it. It should be fun. She has.
And 60 days to pay, or is it a new payment plan?
No, 60 days is more than fine, Your Honor. I anticipate he'll be paying it shortly. Thank you very much. And thank you, Ms. Manarino.
You're welcome, Ms. Medina. We'll see you later.
Take care.
Have a good rest of your day.
You as well, everyone.
All right. Now, Ms. Manarino, you had the opportunity to speak with Ms. Crystal O'Connor in these matters here. So I'm just going to separate these so I can see the numbers.
Crystal's already a strong start.
Was there any resolution?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, for clarification, there were, I guess, yes, there is a partial resolution, Your Honor, as it relates to the 2022 tickets, which is the trash and the residential parking. Those tickets should have been dismissed as part of the resolution on the 2023 tickets. So we would move to dismiss those two from 2022.
Okay, I'm gonna just, I just want to get these done. So I'm gonna grant the motion to dismiss on those two. All right,
Thank you, Your
so
Honor.
now moving forward, I'm gonna say dismissed. Okay, so I'm going to set those to the side. Now, on case 23 AS 1626A and 23-160-118. Failure to obtain certificate of occupancy and then the running at large.
Your Honor, my understanding from my communications with Mr. Greco was that Ms. O'Connor pled responsible to those two violations at a prior court date. I believe there was a pretrial on September 19th of last year, is my understanding.
I haven't seen Judge Slavin in a while. He's fun.
Scheduled a pretrial September 19th. So there was a net responsibility. So are these being show cause because of this payment plan? This is that what the kind of clocks are? Show cause? It says 7. Hang on one second.
Thank you, Judge.
That's a good idea. Maybe I'll just keep my camera off. Preserve bandwidth.
All right, so first up, do we have the certificate of occupancy all set?
Am I allowed to answer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, I miss Japan. Absolutely love it there.
All right, ma'am, so these were originally, this was $160 and the other one was $140. You need a payment plan on these?
No, there's a communication error between me and, I'm sorry, Miss Angela.
Okay,
So I'm not able to come up with a solution based off what me and Mr. Greco came up with. And it's been a very complicated situation. I don't know who I can speak to or how I can resolve this. But I went to go make the payment and turn in the second home inspection occupation that I got for this house due to the city losing the first one.
I'm distracted for
Um,
some reason.
And when I went to go make the payment, the agreement that we came up with between the three of us is to admit fault to two of them, even though this is a harassment case. And so that all the other ones will go away. And I was just willing to do that just to get this, to close this and not have to deal with this anymore. But the harassment's continuing. And when like I said, when I went to go make the payment, the deal that we made was not being honored. So I was
When
like,
you, when
okay,
you
well,
say, I guess, when you say go to make the payment, are you talking about pay for your certificate of occupancy inspection?
no, not at all. I didn't have an issue with that. They lost the first one and I went and got a second one just based off of, the court date we had back in with Mr. Greco present.
Sure,
I
that's in September.
Yeah, and I succeeded with that. This is the second home I've owned in Taylor. The issue I had was when I went to go make the payment, she goes, well, you got all these open ones. Are you going to take care of them? I said, well, the deal was we agreed we were going to combine them or the other ones will be dismissed and I'll pay two. And she said, well, something didn't process right. You'll have to talk to the judge. And I didn't know how to get in touch with you. I was trying to ask questions. So I called Mr. Greco and he was supposed to talk to you a while back and get back to me and it didn't happen. And I just waited. And then I got another court date. I was like, I'll talk to you then and Mr. Greco then. But Mr. Greco is not handling, this. And I've been speaking, this is the second time I've spoke with Miss Angela. And
All right,
for whatever,
there were 4 tickets altogether. Let's just.
there's more
wanna
tickets
make-
than that.
There's more tickets?
There's confusion somewhere between the city and the court, but they were all, and I wish,
Well,
I
hang on 1 second, because my administrative assistant's gonna pull up things on the computer and see what she can see. So-
Which is number
Okay.
one,
a
wrong.
lot of this paperwork was misplaced in another file. And this was an older home I owned in Taylor. So they had to extract all that information. And then had to put information in the computer. I'm not sure, but
Sure, let me see what's there,
yeah.
and we'll go.
I'd love to settle this. Otherwise, if somebody can point me in a direction to speak with someone that can represent me, but I'm having a hard time finding a civil lawyer. I've even called the state and made a complaint. I'm having,
Yeah.
I don't know what direction to take, but I
Problem
want to
with
make
us civil
sure
lawyers
that,
is we like to get paid.
the deal that we make out is honored just as much as I want it to go away also. The other issue I had was Mr. Greco, to my understanding, when him and I talked, this was not supposed to be on my public record and you're able to see all of this. And my career is, construction, property management, and my home is beautiful and I'm very detailed. And the things that are, going on my record is not something that I want there. And they're not even, they're false accusations that I can't even, I can prove them, but I don't know how to do that. If I bring photos or somebody can walk around my property. It's more of a harassment case.
So Ms. Manorino and Ms. O'Connor. In addition to the cases that are sitting here in front of me, 23-160-118, which is the certificate of occupancy, the running at large, 23 AS 1626A. Those are for 23. 22-15-1275, the 22-15-1274. Those are from 2022. Now, on the computer, there's also cases that never were requested to be set for a hearing. And those are 24 AS 3407A,
Oh, good Lord.
running at large. 24 AS 3407B, no license. 24 AS 3407, count C, for no shots. Now, those are all animal pet related. Now, there's also a 2024 case of 24-167-076 for residential parking. There's a case of 24-167-077 for maintenance of a vehicle. So those are all the cases that you have with the city of Taylor. Those, the ones that I just read, the 5 that I just read that are from 2024 are all in default. I don't know if you requested a hearing or not, but here's the thing. I want to go ahead and set aside the defaults on all those and set these up for, I don't know if Ms. Manorino has the access to those in front of her. I don't think that you do on the 24 cases.
Yes, Your Honor, and I just did discuss them with Mr. Greco, and he indicated that if the court did set aside the default, that we'd request to have them set for formal hearing.
Okay, so we're setting which ones for formal hearing?
Just the 5 2024 tickets that the court just indicated. The other ones should all be resolved at this point.
Okay, so we got 2 of them, the 22 cases. Those are, you made a motion to dismiss.
Yes.
In exchange for those being dismissed at the September hearing, Ms. O'Connor, you had said that you would plead responsible to the running at large and the failure to obtain, and then the other 2 would be dismissed. And that's what you were talking about, correct? Back in September?
So yes, we talked about,
Okay,
Mr.
okay.
Greco, you and I talked about combining those, and they
Sure.
were not combined at the time.
All right, so we're gonna set the 5 cases that are from 2024, we're gonna set those for a formal hearing. I'm gonna set aside the defaults and any late fees on the 23-160-118 and 23 AS 1626A, which is, so that's gonna go back to 140, and that's gonna go back to 160, so the total is $300. You need, because you said that you, in your plea agreement on that, on those back in September, you were going to pay those amounts, so I'm setting it back to those amounts. You need a payment plan for the $300, or you need like 30 days to pay that?
No, I don't. I just, every time I go in there,
Well, that's because there was open cases, the 24 cases. This is what I'm
no,
gonna be
it has
sending.
nothing.
Okay,
I'm
so
sorry,
you-
Your Honor, it has
So you
nothing
can
to
pay
do-
the, so you can pay the $300 within 30 days, yes?
I will pay them as long as there is nothing
You're gonna
open.
pay them, you're gonna pay them, and I'm setting, this isn't an option. I'm telling you, you agreed to pay those, and I'm setting aside any defaults, putting them back to the exact amounts they were when you said that you were gonna pay those. And I'm gonna give you 30 days to take care of those. The 2024 cases are all gonna be set for a formal hearing.
It's not an option,
Okay.
honey.
So,
Challenging
Is there a
this
way to
Okay,
have some
in
kind
what
of
way?
meeting or
in a good
what?
way.
How do how do I get I need to speak with someone about what's happening here.
what's happening here is you have 5 cases that were given to you, citations that were written in 2024. I have set those for a formal hearing. You're gonna be able to call witnesses, cross-examine witnesses. If you want to bring an attorney, you can bring an attorney. You'll still be able to negotiate with the prosecutor with regard to these cases. Back in September, you had 4 cases.
This is all her doing. There's some nonsense going on here. It could all be resolved, but she can't get out of her own way. She just literally needs somebody else to talk for her.
You agreed on the record that they would dismiss 2 of them and you would be pleading responsible to the others. The fines
I
and
was
costs on
promised
those were
something.
140. Stop interrupting. The fines and costs on those were 140 and 130. But because you didn't pay them, because you came in to try to pay them, but at the time you came in to try to pay them, you must have picked up at least one of these other cases. I don't know when they were actually given or written out. So the clerk said, well, there's other cases. They should have just
That's not
called
the case.
up. They should have just called me and my secretary would have pulled up the records from the court case. But regardless of that, these new cases, you're gonna get your hearing for. You're gonna get your day in court. I'm just,
This is like the argument clinic. No matter what the judge says, she just denies it. He tells her with the story, and she says that's not the case. Okay. Just contradict literally everything.
effectuating the plea agreement that you and the prosecutor made last time. 2 cases dismissed, 2 cases taken care of, being paid for. So you have 30 days to go ahead and pay for those at the amount that they were when you entered into that plea agreement. That's 130 and 140. So the total together is 270. So pay that within 30 days, and these group of things are all done. They're adjudicated. You've already entered into a plea agreement and pled responsible to them back in September. So just pay the 270 on those. On the other 5, these matters are going to be set for a formal hearing, where you're going to be able to discuss the case with the prosecutor. If you guys work out a plea agreement, you work out a plea agreement. You go to the hearing, we'll have the hearing. So, all right. So I don't know what else there is to talk about.
I'm still not agreeing to this because somehow I'm not communicating what is happening and you're not understanding and I'm not understanding. So I'm still not agreeing to this.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to set aside your plea agreement.
Which is
I'm
number
gonna
one.
set all of these
Wrong.
matters for a formal hearing.
But what about the 2022? We
Nope,
talked.
22, nope, they're all back on the table. I'm setting aside any plea agreements that you guys entered into. I'm setting aside any motions to dismiss, and I'm just gonna have a formal hearing on all of them.
Okay, how do I
That
get?
basically, it's called tabula rosa, clean slate. I'm putting you right back to.
All right, Karen, you're losing. I'm going to explain this for you right now. I'm going to try to help a little bit. You are losing and losing badly at the moment.
I'm putting you right back to square one. You have alleged violations. They can either prove the violations or not prove the violations. You have the right to have a hearing. So I'm setting them all for hearing.
Okay, is there any way I can get representation from somewhere? Do you know? Because I don't know where to go.
You have the right to an attorney only in criminal matters where you could be, but these are.
Absolutely. There's representation all over the place. Get out your checkbook, Google some attorneys, and get ready to pay.
Civil infraction, the civil case. I
Okay,
can't give
sure.
you, hang on one second. I'm
Okay.
trying to, I just gotta pull it up.
You all know I can't fix her.
I'm gonna put something up on the screen for you.
I can absolutely make it worse. I can fix the situation. All it would require is about 2 minutes with the judge and a ball gag on her. And I'd have this resolved.
All right, if you'd like to take a screenshot of that, you can do so. The State
Thank
Bar
you.
of Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
The State Bar of Michigan Lawyer Referral Service is at 1-800-968-3738. And if you want to, I even made a scan thing.
Oh, this
there.
is fun. Yeah, other attorneys will know what I'm saying. This is perfect. Let's set her up with a wet behind the ears third-year law student. Let's see how that goes. She'll run over him like a tank.
So you can just scan it if you have another phone there to do that. It'll take you right to that record.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And then there is also, I don't know to the extent that they can help you or not, but there is a, there is a legal aid clinic, Lakeshore Legal Services, at 888-783-8190. I don't know, I know they do landlord tenant type stuff. I don't know if they can help you, but that is something that's out there.
I did screenshot that too. Thank you.
You have those?
Yes.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, so like I said,
Do you read letters? Like if I was to send you a letter with all
no,
this,
because
No?
I can't have, because like how we're talking right now, I got you there, I got the prosecuting attorney there. That's the way it's gotta be. I'm not gonna have any,
Ex parte.
what's called an ex parte communication, like private conversations off the record
Okay.
with either party. 'Cause I would never let Miss
He's not in
Manarino
Georgia.
talk to me about your case without you there. And I would never,
Okay.
and I would never let her talk to me. Not that she would. And I know you are just asking just for understanding. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't talk to you in like a private letter. I have somebody who scans those letters when they come to me to make sure that it's not about a case. And so, I have that all set up like that. So, you are going to have, a notice of the date and time for the formal hearings. I'm gonna set all matters.
so it's a Zoom meeting. How do I get like photos and documents to you? Because it's not in court session anymore. How do I do that?
What, I can set it for an in-person where you
That would
can
be
come
better.
here. Because,
Yes.
and then what I'll do
Oh,
is
yeah.
I'll find out. 'Cause
That'll
there's
make
certain
everything
days that
better.
Mr. Greco does come in here and do it. He does it by Zoom, but he's here in the building. Because for other reasons, he might have to meet PD or it just takes care of a lot of things. So what I'll
Well, if you've got evidence, just generally, you gotta file it with the clerk, and you gotta provide it to the other side. She doesn't have any that's relevant or helpful, but if you do, that's the process. But as usual, if you're asking that question, you have no business being in court unrepresented.
do is I'll set it for one of those days when either he or Miss Manarino is here. So that you
Okay.
can come in and like see things. So, I get that. I understand that. And if I have to, I'll even go, I do a lot of the hearings right at the property. Because I don't like pictures. I
Yeah.
want to see. I actually go to the property on a lot of matters because it just doesn't capture what we're looking for and what I'm trying to
Really?
understand. I want to
That
actually
would be
see.
great.
We're doing a
So,
site
thank
visit
you.
here, huh?
But we'll have a pretrial first.
Over a
You
couple
can
of
show whatever
$100.
pictures you want and we'll set that for in here. So first, pretrial in person at the court. Set aside all pleas and dismissals. Set all, it's 9 matters. So that's 22, 23, 24, 2, 5. All right, so I'm gonna send all this notes down to the clerk. We're gonna get a notice in the mail, get together all your, whatever it is you want to show them. Come on in, and then we'll go from there. All right?
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Have a good rest.
Oh, well, that was fantastic. Thank you, Alyssa. That's a good way to start the day.
People versus Nunez.
There you have it. There's no problem here. It's all a tempest in a teapot. She had some minor violations. She had the deal worked out. She screwed it up. Now she's wading into a bunch of stuff she doesn't understand, which will either make it worse. She doesn't have the money for an attorney. An attorney to handle this would cost more than the value of the amount in controversy. So the only rational thing here to do would be to resolve it as she had it done. But no, she had to blow that up. Instead, Instead, of course, she chose this route.
Challenging it
Okay, in what way?
in a good way.
You know, she's kind of similar to that one for some reason. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know why, but they're just kind of reminiscent of each other. All right. Yes, McNasty. I believe there are two reasons. Well played. Well played. All right. Just a little morning wake up. Just a little something to say hello. Hope the sun is shining and you're having a cup of coffee. Thanks for coming out. I'll see you all soon.